let's talk about the psychology of learning a new language. You ever wonder why some people just seem to soak it up like a sponge while others really struggle? Well, the answer might not be in the textbook. A lot of the time, it's all in your mindset.
So, what if this secret to getting fluent isn't just about memorizing grammar rules or cramming vocabulary? What if it's about something deeper?
It turns out the single most powerful thing that drives you to learn a language is having a really clear, really compelling vision of your future self, a version of you that's already speaking it fluently.
And there's a name for this. A psychologist named Zoltan Dornier calls it the ideal L2 self. Now, this isn't just some vague daydream. It's a very real, very concrete vision of the person you're working to become. Just think about it for a second. Who's the you that confidently gives a presentation in English? Or the you that travels and makes new friends without even thinking about the language? That person, that's your ideal L2 self.
And this is where motivation really comes from. It's not someone else pushing you. It's an internal pull. It's that tension you feel between who you are right now and who you want to be. That gap, that's the engine. That's what's going to drive you forward every single day.
To put it simply, taking the time to build that detailed picture of your fluent self, really seeing it, feeling it, that's the most powerful kind of internal motivation you can possibly have.
Okay, so a powerful vision is awesome. It gives you your why. But that's really just the starting line. The real question is, how? How do you actually, actively work to make that vision a reality?
The answer is a concept psychologists call agency. It's all about you getting in the driver's seat of your own education. It's about you shifting from being a passive passenger to being the active director of your own learning journey. And this is a huge shift in mindset. You stop waiting for information to be handed to you, and instead, you become an active agent. You're the one making the choices, seeking out the resources, and taking total ownership of your own progress.
And, when you take that kind of control, the whole role of the teacher has to change. They're no longer just some lecturer standing at the front of the room. Instead, they become a guide on the side. Their job isn't to pour knowledge into your head. It's to help create an environment where you can build that knowledge for yourself. So a facilitator's job is really to empower you. They give you resources, not just answers. They get you to reflect on what's working for you. And they offer you real choices, which just keeps reinforcing that sense of agency and your control over the process.
So, we've talked about the why. That's your ideal L2 self. And we've talked about the how. That's your personal agency. So now let's get to the what. How do you actually track your progress on this journey in a way that means something?
That's where something called the CEFR is incredibly valuable. It stands for the Common European Framework of Reference, and it's basically an internationally recognized roadmap that gives you a super clear path from A1, a total beginner, all the way to C2, which is mastery.
But here's the really cool part. The CEFR doesn't focus on some abstract test score. Nope. It focuses on practical, real-world abilities. It's all about what you can actually do.
It does this using what are called can-do statements. For each level, the framework defines exactly what you can do in terms of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. It basically gives you a tangible checklist of your abilities so you can see your progress.
For example, look at this one from the C1 advanced level. The goal isn't to know some obscure grammar rule. It's the ability to express yourself fluently without having to pause and search for words. Now, that makes your goal concrete, measurable, and honestly, way more motivating.
So let's bring it all together. This is the psychological framework for success. Your ideal self is the vision, that's your why. Your agency is the control, that's your how. And the CEFR is the map that tracks your progress, that's your what. So now you have the blueprint. You understand the process for effective learning. The only question left is the personal one. What specific goals? What conversations? What achievements? What will your ideal L2 self achieve? What are you going to make possible?